Tonight here in Kenosha as the two cellar dwellers in the CCIW battle it out to see who stays out of the basement going into the final weekend of the regular season. It's the Carthage Firebirds hosting the Carroll University Pioneers. Live from Tarble Arena, John Weiser with you. Glad you're along tonight for our basketball broadcast as the Firebirds look to end a 5-game losing skid. Carroll coming in having lost 3 in a row. The losing skid for Carthage started a couple of weeks back in a double overtime loss to the Milliken Big Blue. So they're looking to try and get something going here late in the season. And as I said, both teams identical 2-12 records in conference play, each with 2 games remaining. So this becomes a big ball game to stay out of the cellar in the CCIW. Not what we had expected this year at all for both of these teams, but both these teams a very young team. Carthage going with a younger lineup, and the Pioneers also a very young team. Only a couple of seniors on this team, and that would be Justin Gruber being one of those seniors, and Trenton Nickel and Gio Carrillo, the other 2 seniors on that Carroll team. Carthage, for the most part, also a young team. Christian Cook, a senior, and Philip Bilatovich, a junior, in the starting lineup, but they will start a couple of freshmen in there, a freshman and a sophomore. A.J. Johnson will make his 7th consecutive start. Garrett Horner in the starting lineup as well, and Kyle Shurak in the starting lineup tonight. The change there necessitated by the injury to Nemi Stojic. Stojic being held out of the game tonight with an undisclosed injury. He will be in street clothes on the bench for the Carthage Firebirds. Firebirds coming off an ugly loss here at home to Augustana on Saturday, 87-66. The final in that one as the Vikings swept the season series from the Firebirds. And talking with Steve Jurakovic after the game and again this week during practice, again, disappointed in the lack of effort by the team, lack of competitiveness in that ball game. They let Dan Carr go wild, 28 points and 26 rebounds for Augustana in that contest. Matter of fact, his 26 rebounds, one less than the entire Carthage team had in that ball game. So that tells you right there, Coach Jurakovic not happy with that performance. Philip Bilatovich was one of the leaders in that ball game as he finished with 13 points. Christian Cook had his best game of the season for the Firebirds in that loss, scoring 21 points, going 8 for 14 from the floor and 4 of 8 from three-point range. Meanwhile, for the Carroll Pioneers, losers of 3 straight, including their game Saturday in Naperville against the North Central College Cardinals, fell to the Cardinals 68-53 as the Pioneers committed 17 turnovers in that contest. That led to 22 Cardinal points. And a 3-minute scoreless stretch early in the second half and a 4.5-minute scoreless skid late in the game did in the Pioneers. Aaron Wofford, though, 13 points on 5 of 8, was 3 for 3 from behind the arc in that contest, led the team for Carroll with 13 points. Josh Hudgens added 10 points and 5 rebounds. Paradiso Dante, one of the better names in the CCIW, 10 points and 5 rebounds. This is the second game in the season set between these two schools. They met up back on January the 12th. That was in Waukesha at Van Male Fieldhouse. Carthage, a 78-73 winner in that contest, jumped out to a nice 14-5 lead, and which got trimmed in a hurry, 19-17, a 14-3 run by Carroll early in that first half, but the Firebirds were able to recover and nurse a 2-point lead into the locker room at halftime, 34-32. Carroll opened up the second half on an 11-3 run to go up 43-37. Firebirds were able to tie the game a couple of times in that contest, once at 47, and then a Philip Bilatovich layup tied it again at 63, and they were to go ahead for good on a Christian Cook pull-up jumper with 41 seconds left, put the Firebirds up 73-68, and they're able to close it out at the line, going 5 of 6 at the line to preserve a 78-73 victory over the Pioneers in Waukesha. Bilatovich with 21 points. Garrett Horner added 15. Nemi Stojic had 12 in that contest for the Firebirds. And again, Nemi not in the lineup tonight, so a brand new lineup for the Firebirds once again here tonight. Let's head down to Eric Engel, the PA announcer here at the Tarble Arena, get us through the national anthem and our starting lineups.
Welcome to Tarble Arena for tonight's CCIW men's basketball game between Carthage College and Carroll University. Please direct your attention to the American flag located at the north end of the arena. It draped the coffin of Captain Frank Vavrin, a former Carthage student who died in Vietnam in 1970. The flag is a gift to the college from his parents. In remembering Captain Vavrin, we pay tribute to all who have sacrificed their lives for our country and honor those who today put themselves in harm's way in service to America. And now, at this time, please rise, remove your caps, and sing along with the singing of our national anthem by Danae Palmer.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And now for the starting lineups for tonight's CCIW men's basketball game between the Carroll University Pioneers and your Carthage College Firebirds. First, let's meet the Pioneers. Starting at guard, a 6'2 freshman from South Elgin, Illinois, number 4, Aaron Wofford. At guard, a 5'11 sophomore from Crystal Lake, Illinois, number 12, Ryan Mendoza. At guard, a 6'1 sophomore from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, number 20, Justin Steinecke. At guard, a 6'2 sophomore from Lake in the Hills, Illinois, number 33, Tyler Miller. And at forward, a 6'6 sophomore from Elgin, Illinois, number 34, Josh Hutchins. Head coach for the Pioneers is Paul Combs, assisted by B. Michael Glass, Michael Cameron, and Devin Brevig.
Look at my shine with the glow. This is my time with it though. This is my time to be way at the top. Me and my guys gon' pay out the block. I don't look like boss. Time's right, and I know they see us walking in the limelight. Promise you gon' wanna watch like a sci-fi. My guys are high rises, high time. My crown if you come to my side. I pledge allegiance for lifetime. My squad connected like Wi-Fi. We grind and you see the highlights. This my life. It ain't a game now. Me and you ain't the same now. Lions coming out to play now. Opposition out the way now. Out of the way. You wasn't invited, say you come to play. I dare you to try it. You don't wanna try me, don't step up to my team. Yeah, out of the way, yeah, yeah. Out of the way, yeah, yeah. Out of the way.
And now, introducing your Carthage Firebirds. At guard, a 6'2 senior from Niles North High School, hailing from Chicago, Illinois, number 3, Krishan Cook. At guard, a 5'11 senior from Aurora Central Catholic High School in Aurora, Illinois, number 10, Kyle Chirac. At forward, a 6'5 junior from Maine South High School, hailing from Harwood Heights, Illinois, number 11, Philip Bulanovich. At guard, a 6'3 freshman from number 15, A.J. Johnson. And at forward, a 6'4" sophomore from Wheaton North High School in Wheaton, Illinois, number 30, Garrett Horner. Head coach for your Firebirds is Steve Jurkovic. Coach Jurkovic assisted by Brad Emmer, Quincy French, and Bosco Jurkovic. Student assistant coach is Noah Howard. Officials for tonight's game are John Washoe, Bill Oostike, and Robert St. Legler.
So the change in the Carthage lineup, Nemia Stojic out with an undisclosed injury, but is on the bench with the team here tonight. And a familiar lineup for Carroll: Wofford, Mendoza, Steineke, Miller, and Hudgens. Pioneers in the navy blue, Carthage in the home whites. Balatovich will jump center against Josh Hudgens to get this game underway. 85th meeting all time between these two schools, set to begin here tonight at the Tarble Arena. And the opening tap brought down by Carroll, working right to left this evening. Losers of 3 straight and 9 of their last 11. Carthage on that same slide, losers of 5 and 8 of their last 9. Carthage opens up man-to-man. They dump it into Hudgens on the right block, guarded by Horner. Backs Horner down to the paint, turns and misses. Rebound A.J. Johnson. Johnson making his 7th start as a freshman this season. Now Cook with it, left side, bounce feed to Horner. I see a little bit more of Antoine Nesbitt as well as Anthony Bernero tonight in the post without a Stojic. Balatovich turns off the glass, couldn't hit. The rebound cleared out of there by Steineke. Leading rebounder, just under 5 per game for the Pioneers. Into the corner near side, Wofford. They'll reverse it out now, right side in front of the Carthage bench. On the drive, going with the left hand. It won't roll that time on the penetration move by Steineke. Now Johnson gives to Cook. Cook, bounce feed to the corner. Chirac for 3, no. Rebound once again, Steineke. Team's off to a cold start here. On the drive, Mendoza going glass, no. Rebound back tapped right to Krishan Cook. Down the floor to Balatovich, to the rack and in. Philip Balatovich, coming off of a 13.7 rebound performance against Augustana on Saturday, gets our game underway with the first 2. Nice penetration by Steineke. Kick to the corner, the 3 won't fall. Taking that time by Tyler Miller. 46% shooter from the arc. Chirac having trouble, lost it to Hudgens. Got hit in the head. Officials are stopping play as Chirac got bumped in the back of the head. Don't know if he caught a knee or hit the floor. So play has been stopped. He will come out. Antoine Nesbitt, the freshman out of the Prairie School in Racine, will step in now for the Firebirds as Chirac will get looked at. So we said a game of pride here tonight for these two squads. Who wants it more? I'm sure that was drilled in by both coaches this week. Paul Combs, 23-year coach, stops at Wayne State, UW Platteville, and Lakeland, along with the duties here at Carroll. Knowing both coaches, I'm sure that was drilled in. End the season correctly. Play competitively and play to the final horn. Hudgens backing down in the paint on Johnson. Turns, can't hit. Teams are combined 1 for 8 so far here in the early going. Now Balatovich left side, lost it on a turnover, picked up by Hudgens. Outlets to Steineke. Cut off by Nesbitt. Block, back up top it'll go. Spin move through the paint taken by Mendoza. Now on the drive, off balance shot by Wofford. He goes flying, no call. Back the other way, A.J. Johnson going banking in. 4-0 Carthage. Kind of a playground style basketball here in the early going. Steineke will turn now on Nesbitt. Got a step on him, kick to the corner. Reverse it back out. Up top with it is Mendoza, their leading scorer, just under 10 a game. Late whistle, foul call. Our first foul of the ball game. It's going to go on Christian Cook, excuse me. Shooting foul, so this will put Mendoza at the line, and he is almost automatic. 90% from the line this year is Mendoza out of Crystal Lake Central. And that's a rare miss. Team leads the team in scoring at 9.6 per game. This is his 9th start of the year. Makes the second. Puts Carroll on the board. Pioneers trail by 3. Steineke on Cook. To Johnson on the left wing. Pulls up at the free throw line. Back to Bulatovich. He'll take a 3 and hit a 3. Bulatovich from just outside the arc, knocking down the triple. 7-1 run to start the ball game for the Firebirds. Out of control, and what do we have? Going to be a foul on Garrett Horner. Reach foul, trying to go for the steal that time. Second team foul on the Firebirds. Pioneer possession left of the basket. They'll keep the shot clock at 23. Into Wofford. Back out for a deep 3. That one is well short. A.J. Johnson able to snare the rebound away from Hudgens. And a miss by Carthage will turn it back over. 3 turnovers now by the Firebirds here in this first half. 7-1 run. Carroll 0 for 7 from the field, 0 for 2 from the arc. Steineke back out to Hudgens. Now gets it to Wofford. Crisscross dribble in front of Johnson. Pass is intercepted by Bulatovich. Wanted to get it back to Steineke. Nesbitt to Bulatovich will flush it down. And a timeout. Pioneers 4.5 into the contest. A 9-1 run and a 2-hand rim rock and jam by Filip Bulatovich, now with 7 points, and the Pioneers want to talk about it. 15:30 to go here in the first half, 9-1 in favor of the Firebirds. Big welcome into a couple of new sponsors this season to Carthage Athletics. Texas Roadhouse, Highway 50, 994 in Kenosha, Highway 11 and Highway 31 in Mount Pleasant. Once again tonight, fans in attendance will have a chance to win free appetizers if the visiting team misses 2 consecutive free throws in the second half of tonight's game. We'll get a coupon. Fans will get a coupon good for free appetizers at Texas Roadhouse. I want to thank them for picking up sponsorship this year. Texas Roadhouse. Kylo Simpson in now for Carroll. Also Justin Gruber in for the Pioneers. Paradiso Dante in there now, and they cough it up. Cook taking away from Dante that time. Bulatovich, Cook, Nesbitt, Horner, and Johnson out there for the Firebirds. Horner on the left wing, thought about it, gets it back over to Christian Cook. Crossover dribble, Cook on the drive, gets to the rim and lays it in. A quick first step by Christian Cook. Able to blow past Ethan Bellino that time, who's out there now. 5 wholesale changes here by the Pioneers. Gruber with it now, swings to the near side. 3 on the way and down. Trenton Nickel, 39% shooter from the arc, averaging about 7 points a game. Hits the first triple of the contest for the Pioneers. They trail by 7. Johnson back out. Horner, his shot partially blocked by Dante. Back to Nesbitt on the runner. Kicked left side. Johnson missed the shot and the rebound by Kylo Simpson. Simpson across midcourt to Paradiso Dante. That rich Corinthian leather. Kylo Simpson with it now. They'll reverse it around into the left corner. Gruber rolls it into the post. Paradiso Dante working on Bulatovic, backs him into the paint, got him off his feet, banks it in. Nice move inside that time by Paradiso Dante, the sophomore forward, 6'7" out of Castle Rock, Colorado, backed the experienced Bulatovic into the paint and got him off his feet. Cuts it to 5. Nesbitt, talented freshman, pops from the top of the circle. That's a back iron miss, brought down on the rebound by Dante. Gruber drifts to the left side, spinning now to the free throw line, back out to Kylo Simpson, now to Dante. Working on Horner, got around Horner, stepped on the end line as he made his way to the basket. Third turnover for the Pioneers in this contest as Anthony Bernero will check in now. Bernero in for the Firebirds along with Kyle Costas. Also Colton Sigel in there now. Sigel, his 22nd game of the year, the freshman guard out of Rock Island. Chance to talk with his dad between games on Saturday. Father very gracious to come over and spend a few minutes, and glad he's watching again tonight as Bernero fouled. We'll get to the free throw line here. Foul will go on Paradiso Dante. First team foul on the Pioneers, putting Bernero at the free throw line. Just 9 for 20 at the line this year, a sophomore out of Indian Trail. That game against Carroll was back in January 12th, was his first game back after that gruesome ankle injury sustained December 1st in the final seconds of that loss to Wheaton. As the rebound tipped back out to Bernero on the missed free throw. They work it to Sigel for 3. Got it, Colton Sigel off the right wing for the triple. The lead back to 9, 15-6. Good work on the offensive glass by the Firebirds there off the free throw miss to keep it alive. Gruber, top of the circle 3, got it. Justin Gruber, the senior from Menominee Falls. His first points, 15-9. Firebirds with the lead. Sigel, left corner. To Costas, middle of the floor. Now Bulatovic will circle back from right to left. Top of the circle, pulls up, fires, and hits. Juggled around the rim a couple of times before it fell through for Bulatovic. 9 quick points here in the first 9 minutes of this ball game for Bulatovic. 17-9. Gruber penetrates below the line, cut off by Nesbitt. Works it back out to Dante, trying to get to Simpson, and it's taken away by Bulatovic. And Bulatovic going hard, knocked to the floor. Kylo Simpson turned it over and then commits the foul on the other end. Check that, Gio Carrillo with the foul. Team fouls even at 2, and this will put Bulatovic at the line. Out of all the great things he has done this year, he leads the team in scoring, rebounds, and assists. 17 points per game, 8.6 rebounds, and just over 4 assists per contest. He is only a 45% shooter from the free throw line. You look at the leading scorers in the conference, and you could say a lot of points given up at the line, not taken, I should say, by Bulatovic. Left a few there at the stripe. 9-point lead for Carthage, second largest of the game. They opened up with an 11-1 run to start the contest. Simpson puts it on the floor, double team, cut off there. Finds the open man for the 3, rattles off, no good. Shot taken that time by Wofford. And the rebound stripped away and laid in by Justin Steinecke. Carthage trouble gathering that rebound in. First points for Steinecke tonight. Out of Tosa West. Nesbitt. Little zone look now by Carroll. Penetration, trying to get it down to Bernero, and he lost it underneath. Garrett Horner, I think, would have done better to take the shot there as he got it into the paint. Instead went with the extra pass, and Bernero very deep underneath the basket, actually inside that halo underneath. Couldn't handle a pass. Fourth turn by Carthage. We got travel. Walking by Wofford, the freshman out of South Elgin. He's going to be a good player in this league too. And again, these two teams I think feature some of the best young talent in this CCIW. And they're only going to get better. Ethan Bellino back in now. Costas works it off to Nesbitt. Back to Costas here. Kind of a matchup zone here by Carroll. Costas for three. Had trouble gathering it in and fires an air ball miss out of bounds. Bulatovich will check back in now, replacing Anthony Bernero. Again, the team without Nemi Stojic tonight, out with an undisclosed injury. He's on the bench in street clothes and still not sure what his status will be in Saturday's season finale against Elmhurst. Gruber for three, over Nesbitt and hits. Pair of threes for Gruber. He's got 6. He's cut the deficit to 4 midway through our first half. Sigel now works it off to Costas. Sigel a deep 3. Way off. Long rebound snared by Wofford. Wofford nearly turned it over. Gets it to Gruber. Works it near wing now. Simpson back up top. Another 3 and a miss, but Simpson on the offensive glass for the Pioneers. Backing in on Bulatovich. Head shoulder fake. Turns to his left and drops a soft one over Bulatovich, and Carthage will take a timeout. Now, what was a 9-point lead has been cut to 2 here, 18-16. As they have worked a little magic themselves here. Got a couple of rebounds, a couple of turnovers by Carthage, and an air ball, and has led to points the other way for the Pioneers. Gruber with 6 to lead the way for Carroll, 10 for Bulatovich. Firebirds 7 of 15 right now, 46% from the field, 2 for 7 at the arc. Carroll at 6 of 15, 40%, 3 for 7 at the arc. Rebounds even at 9. Pioneers have 5 turns to Carthage, 3 turns. A.J. Johnson back out there now for Carthage, along with Costas, Sigel, Bulatovich, and Horner. Bulatovich pull up right baseline jumper, good. Pulled up right in front of the defender, Carter Sturgeon. In there now for the Pioneers. 12 now for Bulatovich. Simpson. Carlos Simpson, back out it goes. 3 on the way, good. Dropped in off the near wing by Justin Steinecke. Steinecke with 5 now. Cuts it to 1. Sigel, close to stepping on that sideline. Costas on the drive, pulls up, was fouled. It'll be the 3rd team foul on the Pioneers. It'll be a shooting foul as well to go on Justin Steinecke, his first. Kyle Costas will go to the free throw line for the Firebirds. Freshman out of Lamont. 19 games this season, all coming off the bench for the freshman. He's done well. Averaging just over 3 points per game. Make that 7 points per game and 3 rebounds per contest. He has done very well. Another up-and-comer. His big game this season was against North Park. 24-point, 10 for 13 night down in Chicago against the Vikings. Krishan Cook in there now for Carthage. Lead is 3. Kylo Simpson. Another deep 3. That one's off the back iron, no good, but a long rebound. Pulled back in by Sturgeon. Gruber with it now, high on the left. Feeds Sturgeon on the left block. Kick out right side, it'll go. Wofford pulls up over Sigel. Top shot and hits. Shot clock going down, and Wofford gets his first 2 on a tough attempt. Colton Sigel had a hand in his face. 22-21 Firebirds, 8 minutes to go here in the first half. Bulatovich had it hit in the arm, and then Cook couldn't handle the pass. They'll get it out to Kylo Simpson down the right side. Missed the shot. Offensive rebound, though, underneath by Steineke. His shot rejected by Johnson. Johnson getting a piece of that one. Cook steps into a three. That one's too strong, and the rebound by Gruber. Gruber got to cut him off, and he threw it away. Was looking into the corner that time, looking for Steineke, and turns it over as Hudgens checks in, and Tyler Miller checking back in for Carroll. More substitution now for Carroll. Kobe Simpson. Cook now across midcourt. Johnson to Cook. Top of the circle. Left corner it goes. Sigel back inside. Johnson on left block. Extra pass underneath right block to Bulatovich. He'll finish slow right. Phillip off to a great start. 14 points tonight now for Bulatovich. 6 for 7 from the field. That includes a three-pointer. Could be a special night the way it's shaping up for Bulatovich. Oh, they forget the help out that time, and Gruber able to get it all the way to the basket. There was a switch off there, and somebody didn't get the memo. Gruber, an easy drive to the basket. Once again, a 1-point lead here for the Firebirds. Sigel back to Bulatovich, right side, overlaid, rebound, got it back, goes up low, left, counted and one. Blue-collar effort by Philip Bulatovich, the junior, out of Maine South. Missed his original shot on the right side, picked up a rebound on the left side, was able to go back up and draw the foul. It'll go on Tyler Miller, his first, fourth on the team, and Bulatovich looking for a three-point play. Ryan Mendoza will check in, replacing Aaron Wofford for the Pioneers. And one here for Bulatovich. Got it. 27-23, 6:20 to go. Firebirds have led all the way here, but 3 or 4 times they were able to cut it to one as it's inside Hutchins. Tough shot, able to hit, draw the foul. It'll be Hudgens at the line to cut it to one once again for the Pioneers. Chirac with the foul, his first, third team. Josh Hudgens, the sophomore out of Elgin. 81% from the line this year. Missing the offensive board, though. They get it inside, back out. Open three by Kobe Simpson, drills it, and the first lead of the game. The 6-minute mark here by Carroll. 28-27 Pioneers. Playing catch-up this entire first half. They've caught the Firebirds and passed them. Horner for three, no. Rebound picked up by Kobe Simpson. Gets it down. Mendoza pulls up jumper. That one is short, but Bulatovich was there with the rebound. His fourth board of the night, the leader in that category for the Firebirds. Krishan Cook. Bulatovich for a three. No. Rebound deflects all the way out to Krishan Cook. Fresh 20 now for the Firebirds. Nice reach in that time by Simpson to knock it away from Garrett Horner. Costas and Tyler Guest coming in. Guest, his first appearance tonight, 6'4" senior forward out of Chicago. Teammate of Bulatovich at Maine South, a transfer from Dominican University. Cook will trigger right of the basket, 17 on the shot clock for the Firebirds. Bulatovich working on Kylo Simpson. Fade in the paint is good for Bulatovich. 19 first half points for Philip Bulatovich. Firebirds back up by 1. Across the top, Mendoza. Below the free throw line, cut off by Cook. Got it into Simpson, but Kylo had it knocked away and was picked up underneath by the Firebirds. And Costas to Guest, cut off on the baseline. Back out to Costas, working on Kylo Simpson to the bucket and in. Nice move by Kyle Costas. Firebirds back up by 3 now. 4:25 to play in the half. Corner 3, in. Off the far corner, Trenton Nickel. He's got 6. Nickel now 2 for 2 long distance tonight. Tied at 31. Vladovich nowhere to go. Now gets it up top. A.J. Johnson to Tyler Guest. To Costas on the turnaround. Curls, misses. Rebound inside. They'll push it up. Carthage late getting back all the way. And we got a collision underneath. And Guest, the last man back, couldn't get set. Tried to take the charge, but it'll be a block foul on Guest. And let's hope everything's okay with Mendoza. Guest picks up his first. Team fouls even at 4. Mendoza, the team's leading scorer, back on his feet, back to the line. He will shoot 2 for the Pioneers. Played just 8 minutes in the first matchup with these two teams back on January 12th. Had 2 points in that game. 21 games, 9 starts now on the year for Ryan Mendoza. Name I think we're going to hear a lot about in this league next year. Again, Carroll, much like Carthage, playing a lot of underclassmen, and when you play mostly underclassmen, your 2-12 record, you are who you are. Costas back out to Guest, to Johnson. Little ball fake. Cook open 3. That one was short. The pass was at his ankles. And a near steal by Cook. Oh, he was ready to pounce on that one, but he kicked it out of bounds, trying to gather that one in. Carroll by 2. That's been their largest lead. They caught the Firebirds just under 6 minutes, 28-27, and they've gone up by 2. Pull-up jumper. That one is short. Rebound pulled in by A.J. Johnson at the free throw line. He'll give it up to Cook. Costas was fouled on the way up, changed hands, and was able to draw the foul. Nice move by Kyle Costas. Nickel picking up the foul, his first. Team number 5. Back to the line, Kyle Costas, where he is 2 for 2 tonight. Lips out. Bernero and Horner back in, replacing Guest and Johnson for the Firebirds. 1 for 2 is Costas. 3 for 4 at the line. Makes it a 1-point game with under 3 minutes to go, first half. Steineke back up top. Paradiso Dante with it. All-name team in the CCIW. I might work on that for the weekend, see if I can come up with something. Steineke back out. Well, Cook got away with a foul there as Wofford turns, shoots. That's an air ball miss, picked up underneath. It'll be a shot clock violation. Good defense by the Firebirds, forcing the shot clock out. Dante going to tie his shoe at center court. 2.5 minutes to go, first half. Carthage down 1. They led by as many as 10 from the get-go. 11-1 start for the Firebirds tonight. Vladovich, 19 points here in this first half. Leans in from the left side. Couldn't get it to fall. Hudgens with the rebound. He will kick it out. Steineke quickly across midcourt. Steineke getting past Horner. Underneath it goes. Dante had it missed and picked up by Horner underneath. Letting a lot go here in this first half. A little NBA action going on out there tonight. The Firebirds chance to regain the lead. Costas driving right side. Another nice half for Costas. 7 points now for the freshman. Dante, top of the circle. It's it off to Wofford. Double team between Bernero and Costas. Nearly turned it over. They get it into the corner. Hudgens extra pass to Dante underneath. Bounced twice off of Bernero. Able to clear space and lay it up and in. Dante working Bernero that time underneath. 4 points for Dante. 35-34 Pioneers. Horner from the corner won't fall. Whistle and a foul over the back. Costas that time. Going over the top of Nickel. Team fouls even now at 5. Justin Gruber in. Tyler Miller also in now. Antoine Nesbitt in for the Firebirds. Minute to go here in this first half. Steineke cut off by Nesbitt. A little backdoor action. Dante slips it in, and a nice pass by Dante, able to find Nickel, who lays it up and in, and Trenton Nickel now with 8 points. 37-34. Horner back out, Bulatovich. Bulatovich now tries to split two defenders, had it blocked from behind, got it back, gets into the paint, couldn't crawl over the rim, but drew the foul. And the foul will put Bulatovich at the line, shooting 2. Foul will go on Nickel, his second, team 6. Bulatovich now at the free throw line. It's been an adventure this year for Bulatovich, where he's 2 for 3 tonight. Dances that one home. A.J. Johnson in for Anthony Bernero. Carroll will have the final possession here of our first half as Bulatovich nails a pair here. 21 first half points for Bulatovich tonight. But Carthage trailing by 1. Carroll now will play it for 1. They'll spread it out. Gruber working the rhythmic dribble in front of Christian Cook. Hudgens will come up, set a ball screen for Gruber. Gruber deep 3 over Garrett Horner, missing. Carthage will get it back. Oh, off the heel of the rim as time expires. A.J. Johnson from midcourt nearly flushed one home, but Carthage will trail by 1 here at the break. The Carroll Pioneers 37 and Carthage 36. Big thank you to Rustic Subs. They are sponsoring our paper airplane toss contest here tonight. Rustic Subs, they have changed the game. Subs done the old and right way, one at a time. Cold or baked subs, you can pick them up at 1830 27th Avenue in Kenosha. They're open daily from 6 until 8. Serving breakfast now. That's Rustic's Subs of Kenosha. And a big thank you to Comprehensive Orthopedics, the Sports Medicine Clinic and Urgent Care Center in Kenosha. At Comprehensive Orthopedics, they strive to achieve patient satisfaction by providing the highest quality musculoskeletal care to their patients. To schedule an appointment, contact their friendly staff at 262-764-5595. Well, an interesting first half that saw the Firebirds run off an 11-1 run through the first 5 minutes tonight. Wanted to see the Pioneers late with about 6 minutes left get their first lead, 28-27. Just under 6 minutes to play, and they nursed anywhere from a 3 to as much as a 3-point to 1-point lead throughout much the latter stages of this first half. Firebirds able to cut it to 1 on a pair of free throws by Philip Bulatovich with under a minute to go, as the Firebirds trail here 37-36. Let's take a look at the numbers here from this first half. Carthage in that first half, 13 for 30, 43% shooting, just 2 for 12 from three-point range, 8 for 11 at the line. The Pioneers, 14 for 30, 6 of 12 at the arc, and 3 of 5 at the line. Pioneers out-rebounding Carthage 18-17, each team with 5 offensive rebounds. Each team with 8 assists, Carthage with 4 turnovers, and the Pioneers with 8 so far in this contest. The story for Carthage, Filip Bulanovic tonight, 21 of his team's 36 points in that first half. Bulanovic, 21 points on 8 of 13 from the field, 1 for 2 at the arc, 4 of 5 at the free throw line. He also added a pair of steals and 5 rebounds in that first half. Bulanovic, the leading scorer in the game, with 21 for the Firebirds. Kyle Kostis off the bench for 7 here in the first half, 2 for 4 from the field, 3 for 4 at the line for the freshman out of Lamont. Kostis with 7. 3 for Colton Sigel, 2 for Krishan Cook, A.J. Johnson with 2, 1 point for Anthony Bernero. Kyle Shurak and Garrett Horner played, did not score, as did Tyler Guest and Antoine Nesbitt. Meanwhile, for the Carroll Pioneers, it was Trenton Nickel with 8, Justin Gruber with 8. Nickel perfect on the night, 3 for 3, including a pair of three-pointers for Nickel. Gruber equally as hot, 8 points on 3 of 5 shooting, 2 of 4 from the arc. 5 points for Steinecke, 3 for Mendoza, 3 for Kylo Simpson, 2 for Hudgens, 2 for Wofford, and 2 for Kylo Simpson. There you see the numbers. Bulanovic with 21 to lead all scorers here through one half of play. Carthage trailing by 1. Women are in a must-win, and they are getting drubbed right now in the first half. Losing to Carroll 30-16. They need a win tonight. They also need to win Saturday, and they need some help to make the conference tournament. So far, that has not evolved. Carthage trailing Carroll out in Waukesha on the women's side, 30-16. Firebirds committing 13 turnovers, leading to 14 Pioneer points in that game, and that's the deficit. 14, they trail 30-16 in that contest. And as I mentioned, the Firebirds needing a win tonight and some help, along with a win Saturday over Elmhurst and some help to make the conference tournament. Other games tonight, number 6, Illinois Wesleyan is hosting North Central on the men's side. Illinois Wesleyan leading the Cardinals 41-29 at the break. 8 points across the board for Matt Laritz, Peter Lambesis, and Luke Yoder for the Titans. Meanwhile, for North Central, Matt Helwig with 12, Ethan Helwig with 6, and Blaze Meredith with 4, the leaders for the Cardinals. Again, the Cardinals trail in Bloomington 41-29. Wheaton is hosting North Park men tonight in a very curious game, with North Park trailing by 1 at the break, as the 15th ranked Thunder, check that, the 11th ranked Thunder leading North Park 35-34 at the break. Adam with 12, Cruikshank with 9. Meanwhile, it is Johnson with 10 for North Park, who trail at the half 35-34 in Wheaton tonight. And our other stop tonight puts us in Elmhurst. The 15th ranked Blue Jays hosting Milliken tonight, and it's the Blue Jays leading 35-23. That game approaching halftime. Jake Rohde with 7 leading the way for Elmhurst, and it's Welch with 9, the leader for Milliken. One interesting note in that contest, Calvin Fisher 0 for 8 so far in that first half at Elmhurst tonight. Fisher, one of the premier scorers for the upstart Milliken Big Blue, who will be making their first conference tournament appearance in team history coming up next week. Milliken at 8-6, they are in. sitting currently in the 5th spot. Augustana on the bye tonight. Vikings in that 6th spot at 6-9. Then you have North Park at 4-10. North Park has to beat Wheaton. They need to beat Carroll Saturday in Waukesha to have a chance to make the conference tournament, and then they will need some help. And very slim odds for North Park to make the men's tournament. Right now the top 5 seeds are in. Wesleyan, Elmhurst, Wheaton, North Central, and Milliken, your 5 teams of the 16 field for the conference tournament. Speaking of the conference tournament and conference awards, wanted to start sharing my thoughts on some of the conference awards coming up for the men this year in the CCIW. And again, this is just this announcer's humble opinion on a few things, but looking at the most outstanding player, I'm leaning toward Matt Helwig getting that. Helwig currently leading the conference in scoring at 23 points per game. He's 6th in the conference in rebounding at just under 8 per contest. And he leads the conference in free throw shooting at 89%. And averaging better than 3 assists per game, his assist to turnover ratio of 1.2. So if I had to vote tonight, I think it would be Matt Helwig for most outstanding player. Coach of the year, this is interesting because the CCIW has had this kind of gentleman's agreement that the regular season conference champion coach gets selected as coach of the year, and I look at it differently. I look at it on who has exceeded projections. And again, in my opinion, I think Kramer Soderberg of Milliken deserves a look as coach of the year. Prior to this season, Milliken was 2-26 in the CCIW. Right now, they are 8-5 in conference play, and they're going to make the conference tournament. And again, this is a team that was picked by the league's coaches to finish in last place. So I think Kramer Soderberg, a deserved candidate for coach of the year in the CCIW. Then you look at your all-conference teams, and Matt Helwig, Jake Rohde. I think you go with Adam Wheaton. Dan Carr, I think, deserves a slot at first team all-conference. Matt Laritz. You've got Peter Lambesis you have to consider in that all-conference spot. So that would be first team. Second team, I think I'd place Calvin Fisher, Ethan Helwig. I think Filip Bulatovich deserves a mention there. And then I've been going back and forth between Dan Carr and Blaze Meredith, first team, second team. And leaning toward Blaze Meredith, first team, and maybe moving Dan Carr as a junior down to second team. But anytime you've got a leading rebounder that's in double digits average per game in rebounds, and coming off the game he had here Saturday, truly a remarkable game for Dan Carr. Over 20 points, over 20 rebounds in that victory over Carthage. Needs to be considered for that all-conference spot. As I said, this is a league that is going to turn over some talent. Augustana going to build around Dan Carr, their big man. They get another good recruiting year. Carthage also, I think. Carroll, young nucleus of shooters. If the Firebirds can come up with a nice post player, complement what they have on the shooting side of things, they could be an interesting team next year. Milliken, certainly, if they keep the core. And I think the other question with Milliken, does Calvin Fisher come back again? I believe he has a year of eligibility remaining if he wants to use it. So it'll be interesting if he comes back. That makes Milliken a little bit more tougher. Plus, with those youngsters gaining one more year of experience this year, Kramer Soderberg could have a pretty good team on his hands down there in Milliken. And again, I'm a big believer that, building up your bottom 3-4 teams, getting them back into competitive stature makes this league that much better. And I am on board with what Kramer Soderberg has done with Milliken so far. And I'm believing in what I see here between these two teams here tonight, Carthage and Carroll. How these youngsters gaining this experience this year. Yeah, it's not showing up on the record this year, but boy, you get into the off season now, you get into some weight training and conditioning drills, and For the freshmen especially, understanding what it's like to play in one of the premier conferences of Division III, as physical as this game is, particularly in this league. I think this is going to pay huge dividends down the road for programs such as Carroll, such as Carthage here tonight. Firebirds trail here by 1 at the half. We want to thank our sponsors again this year for Carthage Athletics, Barnes & Noble Carthage Bookstore. They have all of your Carthage logo wear needs. You can order online, carthage.bncollege.com, and order away on your Carthage Firebird logo wear. Big thank you also to the Hampton Inn & Suites and the Candlewood Suites of Kenosha for supporting Carthage Athletics again this season. And we want to recognize Freighter Kenosha, the official sports medicine provider of Carthage Athletics, a leader in cardiovascular care and orthopedic care you can count on from a team you can trust. Stay tuned. We will announce our Freighter Kenosha Carthage player of the game following our ball game tonight in our post game. Also want to remind our viewers locally that you can tune in on the radio tomorrow. Listen in as Coach Tim Bernero visits with Bill and Pete on the Wake Up Kenosha show on AM 1050 WLIP, and also on the audio stream, WLIP.com. That's 6:20 tomorrow morning. Tim Bernero and Steve Jurkovic will join the boys Friday mornings at 6:20. That's at AM 1050 WLIP here in Kenosha and worldwide on the web, WLIP.com. Well, Philip Bulatovich, quite a first half. Carroll needs to find a way to shut him down. 8 for 13 from the field, 21 first half points for Bulatovich tonight. And will he carry that over into the second half? Remains to be seen. Carthage needs to lock down a little bit better on defense. And really, if you had to look at one thing this year with this young team, it's learning how to play defense at this level. Certainly Carthage has the scoring. Now they got to work on the defense on the other end of the floor. And I think commit to that. And as I said, this team's going to feature some pretty good young talent next year. We still haven't tapped the full potential out of Antoine Nesbitt, who joined the team in the January J-term break. His first game was against Carroll out in Waukesha. Made his collegiate debut, playing 9 minutes in that game out in Waukesha back on January the 12th. So we have yet to see his full potential. Again, Nemanja Stojic out of the lineup tonight with an injury. He is in street clothes on the sideline. So we get set for our second half. And again, it'll be fun second half here. The students have moved over underneath the basket to my right. It's the Texas Roadhouse second half. The visiting team misses 2 consecutive free throws in the second half. All fans in attendance will get a coupon good for free appetizers at Texas Roadhouse, located at Highway 50 and I-94 in Kenosha. Starting 5 out there for the Firebirds to begin the second half. Kyle Shirak, Philip Bulatovich, A.J. Johnson, Krishan Cook, and Garrett Horner. Same here for Paul Combs and the Carroll Pioneers. Mendoza, Steinecke, Miller, Hudgens, and Wofford. Firebirds will have the ball to begin the second half. Working from right to left. Second frame underway here at the Tarble Arena. Lob underneath, Bulatovich, right block layup, and they start right where they left off with Bulatovich underneath. 23 now for Philip Bulatovich. Posted that triple-double against Greenville back on November 23rd. 29, 16 rebounds, 15 assists. Almost a travel underneath. Back up top it'll go. 3 on the way by Mendoza, rattles off. A.J. Johnson with the rebound for the Firebirds. Johnson from Cook, lost it on the way up. Quick hands by Wofford, knocked it away. Wofford down the near side. Behind the back dribble. Kicks it back out. Hudgens wants a 3, will get a 3. Josh Hudgens, 6'6" forward. He's a little bit more underneath. Not afraid to take it outside. Opens up a 2-point lead for the Pioneers. Johnson to Horner, now to Cook. Krishan Cook down the left side, leaves it on the right side, and the right block stick back goes down for A.J. Johnson now with 4, ties the game at 40. Hudgens works it off right side. Mendoza back to Hudgens, working on Garrett Horner now. Shoots over Horner. Skips off, no good. Bulatovich tracks down the rebound and was fouled as he gathered that one in. 6 boards now for Bulatovich. Foul will go on Tyler Miller, his second. He will come out. Justin Gruber in, replacing Tyler Miller. Cook at center court. Horner with it now, in front of Hudgens. Works it to Bulatovich. Back to Horner. Spins his way to the paint. Lost it on the way up, got it back. Low right, puts it in. Lost it on the way down the lane and then recovered. Gets his first 2 from the low right, 42-40. Gruber. Working the dribble through the free throw line, kick to the corner. Wofford pulls up, fadeaway jumper, left block, good. Aaron Wofford, as I mentioned, another good-looking player for the Carroll Pioneers, now with 4. Averages over 7 points a game. Sophomore, make that a freshman out of South Elgin, and now a steal up top. Steineke will lay it in. 6 turns by Carthage tonight. Only 5 points off those turns by Carroll, but they lead it now by 2, 3 minutes into our second half. Johnson, Chirac to Bulatovich, nearly lost it. Leaves it for Horner in the left corner. Horner puts it on the floor now. Shot clock under 10. Turns, fires, air ball miss. Not a very good look that time by Horner. Now eyeing up a 3 and hitting, stepping into one. Justin Steineke. And it's a 5-point lead, the largest for the Pioneers tonight. 47-42. Outscoring Carthage here 10-6 in the early going of this second half. Now 4 for 6 in the second half. 2 for 3 at the arc. Carthage not defending the arc very well at all tonight. 53% now, the Pioneers shooting the long ball. Steineke with 10, reaching double figures, leading scorer for Carroll tonight. While Bulatovich, 21 in the first half, 23 on the night. Kyle Kostis in there now for the Firebirds. It'll be Kostis, Cook, Johnson, Sigel, and Bulatovich out of the timeout. Carthage facing their largest deficit now at 5. Kostis gets past Hudgens, down the lane with the left hand, couldn't get it to fall. Got to get those to finish when you get that look. Steineke quickly gives it off to Mendoza. Hudgens near side. Steineke working the dribble, had it poked out from behind by Sigel, picked up by Johnson, gets it to Kostis. Leaves for Bulatovich, he'll flush it with the right hand. Philip Bulatovich, 25 points tonight. His second dunk of the evening, now 10 for 15 on the night. Cuts it to 3. Gruber pulls it back out. Wofford to Gruber. Back to Mendoza, working on Krishan Cook, cut off at the baseline. To Steineke, 3, no, that one was short. Sigel with a rebound. Good effort here by Sigel in the early going, getting a steal and a board. That's loose and taken away by Gruber. And now a foul at midcourt. That was a silly foul by A.J. Johnson that time. Each team with a team foul now here in the second half. Paradiso Dante in for Justin Steineke for Carroll. Also Trenton Nickel into the contest now. Gruber from the back court. up by 3. Mendoza, top of the circle. Dante with Bulatovich on him, trying to shake him down the left side. Got him to turn. Nice move. Fake to his right, turn to his left. Left Bulatovich in his wake. Paradiso Dante now with 6. 49-45, back to a 5-point Carroll lead, their largest. Sigel, deep 3, that's going to be short. Back tap by Costas, right in the hands of Gruber. Wheels delivers to Mendoza. To the trailer in the layup. Coming in was Nickel to finish. Nickel now in double figures with 10. A 7-point Pioneer lead, their biggest of the night. Johnson floats, the teardrop won't fall. Another rebound pulled in by the Pioneers. Gruber will run it out. Wofford jump stops into the corner. 3, got it. Carthage unable to defend the arc tonight. Mendoza getting into the act. A 7-0 run now by the Pioneers, and they've opened up a 10-point lead here, 6 minutes into our second half. Sigel for 3. That one's in. Same spot, better result for Colton Sigel. Now with 6 points. 2 for 4 at the arc tonight. Well, again, a nice move to the basket, high off the glass and down Mendoza. 5 straight now for Mendoza. He's got 8. 9-point lead. Sigel to Bulatovich. Fakes, now gets around Dante. Laid it up, couldn't finish. Nice move to the basket that time. And a good 2-on-1 there. They're unable to finish between Gruber and Nickel. Carthage comes away with it. Bulatovich from the left arc. Lots of contact on the way to the basket. They'll call the foul on the bump before the shot. Dante picking up the foul, his second. Tyler Miller back in. Kylo Simpson also in. Antoine Nesbitt into the game now for the Firebirds. Nesbitt feeds Bulatovich. Backing down Simpson. Back to Nesbitt. Double teamed in the paint. Good recovery that time on the interior defense for the Pioneers. Dante that time slipped back off. Forced the turnover. And Carroll turns it right back. 10 turns for the Pioneers tonight. Anthony Bernero in now, placing A.J. Johnson. Nesbitt will run point, the freshman from the Prairie School. Costas high on the right. Couple of crossover dribble moves, gets it back to Bulatovich. Nesbitt here on the near wing. Lobs into Bernero, low left, waits for traffic. Oh, a perfect opportunity there for a three-point play, just didn't finish, but will get to the line, the sophomore Anthony Bernero. Tyler Miller picking up his third. Bernero to the free throw line, 1 for 2 tonight. Making his 17th appearance. Needs to work on free throws. Here you see his line tonight. Missed them both. Got to come away with something there. 12 and a half minutes to play, down 9. In danger of double digits once again here. Gruber. Cut off by Nesbitt. Dante now working on Bernero. Got him off balance. Spun around Bernero and fouled him. Little ball fake that time. Paradiso Dante has game. I'll tell you, he's a very nice looking 6'7" forward out of Castle Rock, Colorado. He schooled Bulatovich a couple of times, now takes Bernero into the classroom. Anthony picking up his first foul. Team foul number 2 as Dante collects the first free throw. Horner back in, replacing Bernero. With Anthony, it's a timing thing right now. He's just not quite back into what he looked like first 4 ball games this year. He was really starting to get into a groove and then suffered that terrible ankle injury, that dislocated ankle, December 1st in the final seconds against Wheaton. Horner for 3. That one's off the back iron. Long rebound beyond the free throw line, picked up by the Pioneers. Carthage now 1 for 3 long distance here in the second half, 3 for 15 in the game. 3 on the way, squared and in, this time by Trenton Nickel. Nickel now with 13 tonight. He had 15 against the Firebirds earlier this year. That was his season best. Sigel responds with a 3 of his own. Remains a 10-point Carroll lead. They have outscored Carthage 23-14 here in this second half. Dante with it, left of the free throw line. Traveled, that pivot foot moved a little bit. I'll say it's ticky-tack, but there was a little movement there. Bellino back in now. Ethan Bellino, 6'1" junior guard from Oak Forest. A.J. Johnson back in for the Firebirds. Kyle Schirach in there now. A little pressure put on by the Pioneers. Looking to trap here. Now they'll retreat. Kylo Simpson working on Bulatovich with the dribble. Lost it, and we got a whistle. It should be a foul on Simpson. Fourth team foul. First on Simpson. Bulatovich in the backcourt now for the Firebirds. Sigel for 3. Yes, sir! Money in the bank. Sigel now in double figures with 12. Cuts the deficit to 7. 10:35 to go here in the ball game. Paradiso Dante getting loose underneath. One reverse layup is good. Could not cut him off at the free throw line, and again, back the defense underneath the basket. Dante now with 9. Sigel again. Wouldn't get that one. Gruber on a run out. 3 on 2. Simpson going up, was knocked hard by Garrett Horner. Easy, gentlemen. Carroll looking for a flagrant foul, but not sure you're going to get the flagrant foul here. Nope. Horner on just a hard foul on Kylo Simpson. That'll put Simpson to the line. His first trip to the line. Comes up short, 52% from the line this year. The game against Carthage back in Waukesha, 9 points, was 4 of 6 in that game. Kylo Simpson goes 1 for 2. Lead back to 10. Midway through the second half. Gotta go, and gotta go now. Schirach back to Horner. Got around Dante to the paint. Glass missed. Tap out. Back to Costas. He'll put it up and in. Check that, Johnson. Free throw line jumper for A.J. Johnson. Now with 6 points. Johnson all 6 points coming here in the second half. Now we got a whistle and a foul on Bulatovich. Check that, Kyle Schirach. His second, team fourth. Ryan Mendoza out of Crystal Lake Central at the line, the sophomore for Carroll. Drops it in. Friends and family here tonight. Justin Steinecke will check in now, replacing Justin Gruber. Steinecke, the sophomore out of Tosa West. One more toss here, and it's good for Mendoza. 2 for 2. 10 points now in double figures. Back to a 10-point lead once again for Carroll. Bulatovich across midcourt. Gets it to Sigel for 3. Yes, sir! Colton Sigel, 5 for 8 now at the arc. 15 points for Sigel. Trying to get this Firebird team back here. Kylo Simpson cut off in the paint by Bulatovich nicely. Back up top it'll go. Mendoza all the way around left side now. Steinecke, timeout, Carroll. Pioneers will take the timeout, stopping play with just under 9 minutes to go, and the Firebirds to within 7. And a big thank you to all of our sponsors this year for Carthage Athletics. Johnson Financial Group, as your needs evolve, so do ours at Johnson Financial Group. We keep pace with rapidly evolving financial services landscape while providing the highest level of professional service. You can learn more online at johnsonfinancialgroup.com. Also a big thank you this year to Waterfront Warehouse, just down the road at 3322 Sheridan Road in Kenosha. Dine-in or curbside pickup. They have daily and seasonal specials. A full menu is available online at eatatww.com. Firebirds 9 for 18 here in the second half for the game, 22 of 48. 4 of 7 at the arc in the second half, 6 of 19 in the contest. Meanwhile, the Pioneers 10 for 14 here in the second half, 71% for the game, 54% from the field. On the drive, Wofford, what a nice running one-hander down the lane. 6 for Wofford. 9-point lead. Johnson to Horner, now to Chirac. Kyle Chirac, senior captain of this team. Bulatovich now spinning on the right block, going over Kylo Simpson and in. Bulatovich now. 27 points tonight for Bulatovich. Pull-up jumper by Wofford is good. He is starting to light it up. Back-to-back buckets for the freshman Aaron Wofford. Keeping the Firebirds in check here. Sigel wants another 3, goes 3 hunting, can't hit it. Rebound and a foul. Kyle Chirac going over the back of Justin Gruber. Third foul on Chirac. 5th on Carthage. Hudgens back in now for the Pioneers. Under 8 minutes to play, Carthage chasing 9. Gruber dribbles across the top to Hudgens. 3 on the way by Wofford. He has hit 3 in a row now. 3 consecutive field goals, a pair of 2s and a triple. Wofford now with 11, the lead back out to 12. I'm telling you, very talented teams here. Young, yes. Going to be an interesting year next year. Sigel in front of Hudgens. Chirac with it. Shot clock at 8. Tried to lob it into Bulatovich on the left block. Back Simpson down. Turns around Simpson. Floats to the right hand. Couldn't hit. Punch out right into the hands of Hudgens. Carthage has missed 5 or 6 0-footers tonight. Now Mendoza pulls up and hits Ryan Mendoza, and the lead out to 14. Steve has seen enough. He will take the timeout. Largest lead of the game now, 14 for Carroll, 7 minutes to play. 74-60. We mentioned this was a game of pride, a game of you got to just will it in you. Just can't roll out the end of the year. And Firebirds have had trouble tonight defensively. They have allowed the Pioneers to hit 58% from the field, 78% here in the second half. Just defense optional tonight once again for the Firebirds. And that is very frustrating, particularly to Steve Jurkovic and that coaching staff. That's something they preach in practice day in and day out, getting better defensively, and they've lost track of shooters. Wofford with 11 now, Nickel with 13 off the bench, Mendoza with 12. Bulatovich with 27, he's the only threat tonight. He and Sigel, the only players in double figures tonight. 27 for Bulatovich, 15 for Colton Sigel. Again, the Firebirds had cut it to 7 at one point. And quickly a 7-0 run. They've raced it out to 14, their biggest lead of the game. Christian Cook back in now for the Firebirds. Kyle Kostis also in there with Bulatovich, Horner, and Johnson. Now, we've seen Carthage rally before. Johnson to Horner. Kostis now driving left side, goes up off balance, draws the foul. Took Gruber right down to the paint that time, and Gruber with his first foul. Team fouls even now at 5. Kyle Kostis at the line, shooting a pair. 3 for 4 at the line tonight, has 7 points. Carthage 0 for 3 now in the second half from the line. First made free throw of the second half for the Firebirds. 13-point lead for the Pioneers. Wofford coming around, turned it over. 12 turns tonight for the Pioneers. 15 points off those turnovers by Carthage tonight. That's what's at least kept the Firebirds hanging around. They had that same problem Saturday against North Central. They gave up a whopping 22 points off 17 turns in the loss to North Central. Horner, jump stop in the paint, and good. Aaron Horner now with 4 points. Need a stop. Need stops, multiple here. Gruber gets it off to Hudgens, top of the circle. Wofford now works off the Hudgens ball screen, rolls it into Hudgens. Left block, working on Johnson. Turnaround shot blocked by Johnson. Picked up by Simpson, and it deflects into the hands of Bulatovich. Carthage will come away with it. There's one stop. Now Kostis behind the back dribble, gets it back out. Cook steps into a 3. No. Rebound loose inside, taken away. Gruber will stop across midcourt, slow it down. 5.5 minutes to play. Pioneers up by 11. Simpson works it off to the corner. Hudgens with it, again trying to back down. Got some help from Bulatovich, helping Johnson. Now Simpson floats off the top line and hits. From the free throw line, Kylo Simpson with 5. 13-point lead as we approach 5 minutes to go. Horner, deep 3, dances off, no good. Rebound Gruber. 31-24 advantage on the glass now for Carroll. They'll pull it back, they'll spread it out. 13-point lead. Gruber, now the switch off. Bulatovich will pick him up. Got past Bulatovich and stepped out of bounds. It's twice now in the last 3 possessions they've stuck the toe over the end line. Colton Sigel back in now. Trenton Nickel in for the Pioneers. 4.5 to go, and Carthage chasing unlucky 13 here. Cook drives. Couldn't get it to fall. Tried to drop the hatchet on Hudgens. He's lucky that wasn't called a foul. Frustration starting to set in now on the Firebirds. Tipped out by Costas. Pioneers will retain possession. 13 to shoot here for the Pioneers. Steineke blocked from behind by Krishan Cook. Costas racing out to Bulatovich, and Gruber with the foul preventing the easy bucket will force Bulatovich to earn it from the line. Second foul on Gruber, 6th on the team. Bulatovich, 21 first half points, 27 tonight. Four for 6 now at the line tonight. Carthage just 1 for 5 at the free throw line here in the second half. 1 for 6. Rebound stripped out. It's loose underneath. Costas and Horner battle for it, and the Pioneers come away with it, and Steineke. That one hurt. Needed to come away with something there. Costas got those hands out there, letting that go tonight. Wofford through the paint to Steineke. Blocked again, this time by Costas. Sigel picks it up. Sigel, step back three, in and out. Rebound, Bulatovich goes back up, left it short. The rebound pulled in by Gruber. Steam coming out of Carthage right now. Carthage, no answers tonight defensively again for the dozen times now. And we got a timeout taken by Carroll. 12 games this year, they've allowed the opponent to shoot better than 50% in a game. Right now, the Pioneers at 56% from the field and 58% from the arc. Carthage trailing here 76-63. Our final home game, final game of the regular season will be here Saturday, Senior Day here at the Tarble Arena. That'll be a 4 o'clock tip. Firebirds will host the 15th ranked Elmhurst Blue Jays to wrap up the regular season. No postseason for the Firebirds this year. Conference tournament out of reach. Again, this team needs to work on a few things defensively. Need to recognize shooters, need to stay in front. Don't let the dribble drive cross in front. They've had trouble with that tonight. And they've got some good young players. They just have to learn to play both ends of the floor. Scoring is not a problem, relative speaking. Don't get to 60, 70 points a game. You just got to be able to hold your opponent under 60 at some point. Carthage unable to do that. Look at Carthage allowing opponents to hit 46% in games this year. Carroll's allowed opponents hitting 47% defensively, allowing opponents to shoot nearly 48%. Carthage unable to take advantage of that tonight. Steineke to Gruber for three, no. Long rebound, right back to Hudgens. Oh, Wofford thought about it. They want to pull him out. Under 3 minutes to go. They'll spread the floor here. Milk this shot clock as much as they can. Need a stop. Hudgens lost it in the paint. Horner gets it off to Costas, and he throws it away. Got up in the air. I'm not sure where he was going there. Why didn't just attack the basket and try and draw a foul? Eighth turnover now for the Firebirds tonight. 2:20 to play, down to 13. You knew you were going to get the very best of this Carroll team tonight, and they provided it. They went right after Carthage tonight. And now the shot clock went down. They're going to bail him out on a foul. And Steve has waved the white flag. He is going to empty the bench here. We have a bellower in the stands here tonight. We had one during the JV game tonight. Hudgens missing the free throw, and here come Luke Barrich checking in for the first time tonight as Horner and Sigel and Costas will come out. Danae Hamilton in. Hamilton, a 6'4" freshman out of Munster, Indiana. Barrich in there now, Luke Barrich. Junior out of St. John, Indiana. Had a nice conversation with his dad, Mike, the other night between games of the doubleheader. And this Firebird team going to get better. It's going to take time, but it's going to get better. Better days ahead with these youngsters. Another year, another couple years with Filip Bulanovic, and I think this team is destined for something good. Tanner Lamb turns it over. 9th turnover by Carthage tonight. Steinecke and Mendoza will check back in. Antoine Nesbitt in for Krishan Cook. So only upperclassman on the floor right now is Bulanovic. Bulanovic committing the foul. That's his first. That will put team 7th, so that'll put the Pioneers on the line. Aaron Wofford. And Bulanovic will come out as Lucas Rakashis will check in, the 6'7" junior out of Lamont Township High School. Bulanovic, 27 points tonight, 11 of 19. 4 for 7 at the line, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals. Stellar performance, but not enough. A couple more people to step up. That was the game plan. They were going to let Bulanovic pretty much do what he needed to do and let everybody else attack it. Offensive board, Steinecke. Back out for the 3. Wofford thought about it. We'll pull it back. Minute and a half to go. Wofford on the drive, threw it right in the hands of Tanner Lamb. Lucas Rakashis nearly turned it over. Nesbitt got it across. Barrich with it. Cross court it goes. Lamb for 3 and in. Tanner Lamb, freshman out of Salt Lake City. Substitution timeout taken by Carroll here as Paul Combs pulls his troops in. Gets some of his youngsters opportunities here. Van Ekeren in there now. Nick Van Ekeren, a freshman from Bennett Academy. Garrett Rogers out of Littleton, Colorado in there now. Jalen Tucker, sophomore out of Oswego, Illinois. Don Burns in there as well, also a freshman out of Salt Lake City. Burns with it. Back up top, Rogers. Pull-up jumper and good by Kobe Simpson. Another substitution coming up here is Michael Heen, a sophomore from Arlington Heights. 6'9" sophomore, Michael Heen getting in here. So both teams will split this series, each winning on the other's home floor. Firebirds will be resting alone in the cellar of the CCIW. Boy, when was the last time that happened? It's been a while. 3 up, no good. Rebound Barrich. Final 20 seconds here. I've been at this for 21 seasons, and this is my first at this point of the year. The Carthage team in last place. They'll dribble it out. Paul Combs' team will climb into 8th place all alone, and they will snap a 3-game losing skid, defeating Carthage here tonight by a final of 80-66. The Pioneers now 3-12 in conference play, 7-17 overall. They have one more game remaining at home Saturday afternoon, hosting North Park. For the Pioneers, their 6th straight loss and 9th in last 10 games for the Firebirds. They fall to 2-13, dead last in the CCIW, 9-15 overall, and they will play host to 15th ranked Elmhurst on Saturday. Your final 80-66. Stay tuned. We will run the numbers for you here in just a moment. We'll also have a visit from head coach Steve Jurkovic here tonight. Carthage falls by 14 to the Carroll Pioneers.
Women tip off at 2 p.m. The men take the court at 4 p.m.
Well, let's take a look at the final numbers here tonight. They weren't pretty. Final score 80-66 in favor of the Carroll Pioneers. John Weiser back with you. Hope to be joined by Steve Jurkovic here in just a couple of minutes. Carthage tonight got off to a great start once again. Good start for the Firebirds. They just weren't able to close. Jumped out to an 11-1 lead early in the ball game. That was their biggest lead of the night. 11-1 run to start the game, and then Carroll slowly got back into it. They were able to take their first lead, 28-27, and they maintained that lead at that point. 9 different lead changes, 3 ties in this contest, and Carthage got no closer than 7 here in the second half. It was a 1-point game at the break, 37-36 in favor of the Pioneers. They went on a 10-4 run to start the second half, and Carthage chased pretty much double digits most of this second half. As I said, got it to within 7 at 67-60, but then a 7-0 run, pair of 2-point buckets and a 3-pointer by Wofford in that succession, and that put the game pretty much out of reach for the Firebirds here tonight. It's a shame because they got some outstanding play from Filip Bulanovic tonight. Finished with 27 points to lead all scorers. Bulanovic 11 of 19 from the field, 1 for 2 at the arc, 4 for 7 at the free throw line. Also came up with 8 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals in 37-plus minutes tonight for the Firebirds. Meanwhile, it was Tyler Nickel coming off the bench. Trenton Nickel, I should say, coming off the bench for 13 to lead the way for the Pioneers tonight. He had 15 in the game back in Waukesha on January the 12th against the Firebirds, where he was 5 for 10 from the field. Tonight he was 5 for 6, made all 3 of his 3-point shots tonight for a total of 13 to lead the way for the Pioneers. In the second half for the Firebirds, they go 12 of 29, 41% for the game, 25 of 59, 42%. Firebirds were 5 of 13 long distance in the second half. They finished the game 7 of 25, 28. And just 1 for 6 at the free throw line in the second half. That did not help things. They finished the game 9 of 17 from the stripe. Meanwhile, for the Pioneers, they go 16 of 25 in the second half, 64%, pretty much did whatever they wanted tonight. They were 30 of 55 for the game, 54%. 5 for 9 from the arc in the second half for the game, 11 of 21, 52%. Went 6 of 10 at the line in the second half and finished up the game 9 for 15, 60%. Rebounding totals tonight, 37-28 in favor of the Pioneers. Each team with 7 rebounds, 7 offensive rebounds, I should say, in the contest. Carthage with 16 assists, 12 helps by Carroll tonight. Carthage only 10 turns tonight. They turned it over just 4 times in the second half for a total of 10. 15 turnovers tonight for the Pioneers. Those 15 turns leading to 20 Carthage points. Carthage turning it 10 times, leading to 9 Pioneer points. Points in the paint, Carthage outscoring the Pioneers 32-28, and second chance points 12-9. But where it counts the most, that's your final score. The Pioneers pick up the win and sit alone in 8th place out of the 9-team league. Carthage in the basement with the loss, their 6th straight, and 9 of their last 10 in the loss column. Individually tonight for the Firebirds, Bulatovich with 27. We mentioned 11 of 19 from the field, 4 of 7 at the free throw line, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. Only other player in double figures tonight for the Firebirds, Colton Sigel with 15. He was 5 for 10 at the arc tonight for the freshman Sigel out of Rock Island. Played almost 20 minutes tonight, scoring 15 points. 8 points for Kyle Kostas off the bench, 2 for 5, but he was 4 of 6 at the line tonight. 6 points for A.J. Johnson, 3 of 6 shooting tonight for Johnson. Johnson, the high rebound man for Carthage, with 9 tonight. 4 points for Garrett Horner. 3 points for Tanner Lamb, that coming late here in the ball game. Then you had Cook with 2, just 1 for 5, 0 for 3 tonight. Cook with 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal tonight, and 1 point for Anthony Bernero. Carthage falls here tonight by a score of 80-66, joined now by head coach Steve Jurkovic, and playing for pride, Steve, but offensively it got things done tonight, just didn't get things done on the defensive end.
It's been the story of the year, and we need to have more fight, and as I said in the locker room, I'm just disappointed in our effort level in the second half. And we competed pretty well early on, got off to a good start, but just like a bunch of games this year, we just hit a wall in the second half. And we're just not trusting our teammates, and we did a very poor job of controlling the ball handler. And they picked out what they wanted. They went downhill and attacked, kicked out to shooters. You're not going to win games like that. I mean, another game that we gave up 50% from the three-point line, and that can't happen.
50% from the three-point line, 50% in the game, and I think you can point to most of the losses tonight. That's where it ends up, though. That 50% shooting from the field is not going to win you games defensively.
It really won't, and unfortunately, we didn't respect the game of basketball tonight. There were times where we made a few runs, and we just can't put them all together consecutively for a 3-4 minute spurt. I mean, if you looked at us in the first 4 or 5 minutes of the game, you would say that was a locked-in team defensively, running our sets crisply on the offensive end, and the second half, it was the complete opposite. And again, just very disappointed at how we came out for about an 8-minute stretch in that second half.
Bulatovich tonight, they pretty much let him do what he wanted. 27 tonight for Filip Bulatovich, 11 of 19, 4 of 7 at the line, 8 rebounds, led the team with 4 assists and 2 steals tonight.
He did everything possible today on the offensive end of the floor, rebounding the ball. Still has a couple lapses on the defensive end, but I can't quarrel with anything he did. He's a fighter. He battled to the end, and disappointed for him as well for just the fight at points in this year. That's been the tough part for me to swallow, that I know we're playing some younger guys and getting the experience and getting the minutes, but this is a man's game. Yeah. You got to be ready physically, mentally to compete every single time. Nobody's going to let you come in and run your sets, let you be comfortable. And give credit to Coach Combs. He had them ready to play. They throw different defensive schemes at you, and you can tell they got what they wanted on both ends of the floor.
I was going to say, tonight, again, we see that with Carroll. We saw that up there in Waukesha, where they just keep, the one look, they'll switch off, they quick switches, the zone look, matchup zone, 2-3 zone, they pick you up at half court.
Their guys buy in. They really do, and they do such a good job of mixing up defensive schemes, throwing different bodies at you. And if you're not ready to adjust to it, I mean, you're going to have those lulls that we had today. And first half, when we were up, 6-8 points, they went zone a little bit, and instead of us reversing the ball that we did the first zone possession, one pass, early three-point shot, one pass, early three-point shot, and you're 2 of 12 from 3, and now instead of being up 6-8, you're down 1 going into the break.
You mentioned the word buy-in. Is that a word that needs to be mentioned with this team?
I don't think so, because this group, is a great practicing group. It's a very close-knit group, as close as one that I've ever been around. It's just you learn playing in games like this. It's not easy. Everybody's got fight in them. Everybody's trying to compete as hard as they possibly can, and we got to do a better job of putting our guys in good spots and really in the offseason work. And I know a couple of our guys, we've had some conversations about what needs to be done these next 7-8 months to put ourselves in the best chance going forward.
Well, you've got 15th ranked Elmhurst in the building here Saturday afternoon to wrap up the season. It's senior day for the Firebirds. Going to recognize Cook and Shurak, and I think, again, it's gut check time for this team. What do you want to do? How do you want this year to be remembered? You want to go out on a nice note here and maybe ruin somebody else's seeding and party in the conference, in a conference tournament, national tournament situation? I mean, that's what's at stake Saturday.
Fight, compete, get the seniors out the correct way. We appreciate everything that Chris, Tyler, and Kyle have done for us. Noah's a student assistant this year too, and we want to see them go out the correct way. And we'll practice hard the same way these next 2 days. Be prepared for Elmhurst on Saturday, but once you get between the lines, you got to compete and you got to battle for 40 minutes.
You mentioned to me before the game Nemi was injured. Will we see a Stojic Saturday?
He should be ready to go for Saturday.
Good. A big ball game. It's the next one. It's the last one. But I think that's the one that's going to stick with you for 8 months if it doesn't come out the right way.
You're right. We're frustrated, obviously, where we're at right now. But we got to come in and we got to compete and battle against one of the best teams in the country. And they're playing better than anybody right now. They're an experienced team. And we're going to come ready to fight on Saturday, and hopefully we got 2 good days of practice beforehand.
I was just looking at the regional rankings. Again, folks, I tell you, the CCIW is probably the best conference. Out of the region, I think 4 of the top 6 teams are from this league.
Yeah, and it just shows the depth of the league, the competitiveness of the league top to bottom, and when you got players on the top end that are doing what they're doing for years. Jake Rohde for 6 years, I think. Who's it? Adam, Cruikshank, those guys, Alioth over at Wheaton, the Wesleyan group that's been around for 3-4 years. So some really experienced teams at the top end, and those are teams that we as a younger group need to learn from. And there are teams that win those close games. They're a team that's able to, when you get up 8 in the first half, they're able to extend it to 14. And that's what good teams do. And we still need to learn how to get there, and it is a learning curve, but I know our guys are going to be ready to compete these next few days and finish off the right way.
Let's go out a winner on Saturday, Steve. We'll see you then.
Thank you.
Steve Jurkovic, head basketball coach for the Carthage Firebirds tonight, in a losing cause here this evening as the Firebirds fall here at home. Their 6th consecutive loss now, and they've dropped 9 of their last 10 ball games tonight by a score of 80-66. We can tell you that for the Carthage women tonight, they are eliminated from any consideration for the conference tournament. They lost on the road to the Carroll Pioneers out in Waukesha tonight, 58-44 the final in that one. Olivia Rangel, an outstanding player from Franklin. She's a freshman guard for the Carroll Pioneers. She had 13 points tonight to lead the way for Carroll. Lauren Knight with 13 for the Firebirds. Wasn't enough. Firebirds fall on the road at Carroll tonight, 58-44, eliminating the Firebirds from the conference tournament consideration. We'll be with you Saturday afternoon, 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock. We got the 2 o'clock game with the women and Elmhurst, and then the men playing at 4 o'clock. We'll have it for you here on the video stream. Joel Rapp did a nice job once again, one of our fine student workers here. Going to be graduating here in a couple of weeks, and she did a nice job running things upstairs here tonight. John Voinovich, Mike Love, and for our entire crew, John Weiser, wishing you a very pleasant good evening, and thanks for tuning in to Carthage Firebird basketball. Wish we had better news as the Firebirds fall 80-66 here at home. Let's go Firebirds Saturday.